Hey, I didn't mention this in any of the other videos that were pre-recorded, but I am pre-recording videos because I'm pretty sure the season ends this Friday, so I talk about things that aren't prevalent to that. But also, I'm going on vacation on the 11th, so from 11th to 20th, I won't be here, and I want there to be at least something, you know? So I do want to talk about this. Was this season good? Personally, I think so. I think this was a great season of Marvel Rivals. We had a great character release who was fun, and for the first couple weeks, I didn't see him permabanned. It was only pretty much the last 2 weeks that I started to see him getting permabanned, and I don't think he's that bad to play. The only problem I have with it is that every game seems to be countering him or helping him, right? But playing against him, I didn't think it was terrible. It never felt like Prime Wolf or Prime Gambit where there was nothing I could do, at least for the casual experience. I climbed most of my games. I have a really good win rate this season. I think it's 60%, might be 59 after a loss streak, but it's like a 59% loss streak. I have like a 70% win rate on Penny, a 68 on Rogue last I checked. I was doing great this season with and without the dinosaur because my friend is the one who played dinosaur the most. I played him quick play, but I didn't play him comp because I wasn't super confident. He's really confident. And he only had like a 50% win rate. So like I'm doing good with and without. It was great season. I think the balance changes were fun, even if they weren't the best for the state of the game, right? Even if there are still things that need changed, and I didn't like a lot of the things, and I have complained this season a lot. I do think it was pretty fun. The balance changes were fun. Maybe not long term, but Brawl is a really fun way to play because when Brawl is meta, other things are also meta. You can play Poke to counter Brawl. You can play Dive with Brawl. You can play Brawl. Like Penny is suddenly good again. Like, and not even like good, but decent because it's Brawl. I can play Penny into Brawl, and it forces you off of meta, and that's good. It forces you off meta because she bunkers down, especially if you're playing on Domination or Convoy and you were like trying to bunker down the point, and they have to walk to you. You can essentially say, get off of the Brawl characters, and since it's a Brawl meta, you can play Penny with your Brawl, and you are suddenly up. And they have to play at least one or two poke characters for you to just shoot you until you're down. I think this season was really fun. I've had the most varied, most complex teams imaginable. I've won with crazy teams. I've won with teams that are meta. I thought it was good all around. I don't seem to allow people who play characters but never haven't been able to play them in a while play them again. And that's always a good thing. Devil Dinosaur really didn't think was that much of a problem, but that's coming from a casual player. I thought he was very fun to play with, fun to play against. Again, my only problem was everything seemed to revolve around killing the dinosaur as fast as possible, or keeping him alive as much as possible, which, yes, he is Giga Broken. I understand why he's Giga Broken. I understand he needs and deserves nerfs. But I didn't think he was bad, especially for a release character. Like I said, it's not like Wolf or Gambit or Release Emma, where if they had the better one, you might as well put down your keyboard. You've lost. There's pretty much no counterplay. I could at least play the game. And that's coming from a tank main who, if their Emma was better than me, I just lost the 1v1 every time and I died. If they were better than ours, you just lose every single time. If their Wolf is better than your Wolf, you're dead all the time and you might as well not play, right? I felt like I had agency against the dinosaur, and that's good. Mag wasn't the best tank in the game for once. That's good. Well, and even if there's other seasons where he hasn't been the best tank in the game, but he's always been top 3 very solidly. That was good. My only problem this season is because Brawl was meta and because Dive was meta, there are no true solutions to shutting down Dive. And hear me out. Thing can use his slam. Almost every character in the game that affects can walk out of it, dash out of it, or do anything before they hit the ground or before they die to it. It doesn't really affect anything. Emma, really good for shutting down one diver at a time. It takes 15 seconds for that thing to come back up. So once you grab and kick one person, you're pretty much done for dive. Now for brawl, it's still really good, and same thing for thing. If you're playing against brawl characters with movement, that's good. Place it down still. They are pretty much going to just walk out of it, but even then, that is a little bit of value as long as they walk towards their team and not towards yours. Penny Parker is also a good anti-dive character that people think. I disagree. Heavy disagree with that. One, because your supports never play in the nest, even when you place it down for them to use. Two, most dive characters have ways to negate the damage of the mines, and so it's just a quick time event for them. Not even your placeable mines, but the mines from the nest. You can negate that or completely block it. It's just a QTE, essentially, when you boil it down. Iron Fist, Daredevil, things like that. A lot of the dive characters are too fast to get caught by those mines, as well as don't even step in the nest, and a lot of them can just break it without standing in it. So Penny doesn't really work as a dive character. She's great against Brawl, she's great with Brawl, but like anti-dive, only loosely. It's the threat of anti-dive. Unless you're just consistently landing stuns and you're the GOAT. Because sometimes I have games like that and nobody gets to play dive. But then if you're only hitting, let's say you hit 50% of them, well, you're only hitting like 25% of those on a Black Panther, if that. Right? He's just too fast. And Daredevil's probably going to block it. Iron Fist's probably going to block it. You know, it's just, she doesn't really work like that. So I didn't feel like I had agency when I wasn't playing Penny or Rogue, because I can't block anything. The shields don't work against Brawl. Shields don't work against Dive. The thing, people can just walk out of it, right? Things like that. I would play Rogue and just run it down. I would just match what they were doing, and that made me feel great. I loved that. As much as I said Penny was not anti-dive, I already said she was great with and against Brawl. So that's why I like Penny this season. But overall, I think this season was good. That's my only problem. I'm like, there's no really good way to deal with it. But it's kind of a necessary evil, because if tanks or DPS could just instantly shut down dive every single time, well, that's bad for the game, because it makes the divers unplayable, because as soon as they click a dive character, you click your character, like Thing. BP is one of the few and pretty much only exceptions to Thing Slam does nothing. And I have a whole video on how Thing Slam does nothing. He's the only exception to that. So it's either... So the whole game would be like Thing. Like you're playing Black Panther. You walk out of spawn, they notice you're playing Black Panther, they swap Thing. If you could completely shut down dive and multiple dive characters per team fight, well, then the game would just feel like that if you're playing dive. And that's not good for the game either, so it's a necessary evil, but it does make me mad. Mad. It's a strong word. But yeah, no, I really liked this season. People complained about White Fox a lot. I think that was one of the complaints that I saw the most. I hate to break it to you, but I think White Fox is really balanced. Just don't dive her, man. The only times I've heard someone complaining about how broken she is when they play dive into her. It's like playing BP into Thing. I'm gonna dive the Thing. Like, why would you play Black Panther into Thing? Swap. People need to get better at swapping, and maybe swapping playstyles. Not like full playstyles. Like some people are like, if you resonate better with dive and you are better at dive, play dive. But if they counter your dive, know how to play one or two poke characters, because the people who counter the dive are most likely Brawl, and so you can beat the Brawl characters, right? Things like that. Just no other tools in your arsenal. The people that I see complaining about about White Fox, and White Fox being super giga buffed this season, her buffs weren't giga buffed. She was made worse in theory. They increased the AoE healing for her melee form. They increased the AoE healing, lowered the burst healing, which means that she shouldn't be able to survive Iron Fist Ultimate as easily anymore. She has to get help, or at least I assume she has to get help. I don't play Iron Fist. I saw a clip where he almost killed her, but then he left the like the other support out in the dry dust. He stopped attacking the Luna and attacked the White Fox. What? You know that's stupid, right? You went, oh, I'm going to go away from the support that I can kill in my ultimate to the support that counters my character. You know that's stupid, right? Like, it's just things like that. I think White Fox is perfectly balanced. Those are pretty much the only complaints I had, the only complaints I've seen, and then Dino, of course, being a big talking point. But I liked Dino. I thought he was fun to play with, fun to play against, good for the game. As long as he doesn't stay the way he is too much longer. Another half season is probably the most you can take of that character, as he is. I think this season was great. And obviously, even if he doesn't get nerfed, that won't be on this season. I think this season was great. That's pretty much all I'm trying to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. In 2 days. I'm trying to schedule them to come out every 2 days. So that way I don't have to make 400 videos about a season that I don't know what it's going to be about yet. Yeah. Please make Sayla a tank. Please.